Greetings, my name is Patrick Keogh and I'll be your facilitator on this VASA online workshop addressing the teaching photography online. Now, what I'd like to do first off is give you a little bit of an overview of the Moodle interface that we'll be using in the asynchronous mode for the 5-week workshop. And once I do that, we'll also talk a little bit about the synchronous mode when we go to Blackboard Collaborate. The key points I want to address in this workshop essentially are technical challenges for teaching online, especially the real hands-on courses, versus the actual teaching, the best practices, the methodology. Everybody in the workshop, including myself, are at different places on the learning curve as far as experience teaching online. I started teaching online in 1996. There was no Blackboard, there was no Moodle, there was no learning management systems. We built our courses out of HTML with little boxes and little links, and it was quite unsophisticated. So we've come a long way. With that said, essentially we have learning management systems now that are very, very sophisticated. And I believe that if you understand how to work on one learning management system, say Blackboard, you can easily transition to Moodle or Sakai or any other learning management system. In fact, if you've got a really good online teaching methodology down, you could teach your course on a blog with Skype and a discussion board plug-in and things of that nature. So it's really about harnessing the technology and then seamlessly conveying your course material via the internet, the web, and the course management system. So the top module, the very top module, is where I will be putting all resources that are that I want you to have access to, the whole workshop. And essentially it is the announcements page and the tips and some videos on how Moodle works and some key principles for online teaching best practices. So we will move down, and each week we will address one module. We will address one series of issues. For example, session 1, frustrations, concerns, challenges, and issues regarding teaching photography online. Every time I give a workshop, I always say that the technical part is really the easy part. Learning the tools, learning the course management system, seamlessly incorporating Skype and Jing and ScreenFlow and YouTube and podcasts. That really is the easy part. The harder part is bringing all those tools and applications together and incorporating your teaching style, your personality, and actually teaching online as effectively and engaging as you are in the classroom, in the lab, in the computer lab. So we'll talk about those challenges and issues that first week. And I've got a PowerPoint presentation that addresses what I think are many challenges we face. From there, we're going to be talking about problem solving. Let's look at some online photo course. I'm going to share. I have many different courses I teach on Blackboard and on Moodle. I teach everything from basic lighting and studio, digital photography, portrait photography, photojournalism, commercial illustration, graphic design, and I've got many multimedia. I've got many of these courses in Blackboard, and I'm migrating most of them now to Moodle. So I will share some of those with you, and I've got my approach. I've got the way I do it. I'm not saying it's the right way, but it works for me. and I'll give you my tips based on what I've learned over the past 12, 13 years. And I'm also going to be looking to you, each one of you, to share, if you would, a photo course or courses with us, and we'll do a screen share. And hopefully you can show us how you do it, because you know we learn from each other. So we'll be doing that in session 2. Session 3, I want to talk about effective workflow. As photographers, we know about workflow, but in distance learning and e-learning, workflow is crucial. And successful online instruction is based on having a really good file management system and workflow, because you're dealing with, in my case, I've got over 300 students, and I've got to manage a lot of material, a lot of content, a lot of images, a lot of assignments, and effectively give feedback and do critiques. And if you don't have a system in place, it can be overwhelming. And I'll be sharing my system based on surveys that I've given to other instructors as well. So we're going to talk about workflow. And if you have a workflow, I'll be asking you to share that. And then we're going to go to session 4, strategies for expanding your e-learning skill sets. So we'll be talking about harnessing the tools and the technology, talking about our teaching strategies. I want to focus on best practices. I want to focus on a variety of ways to teach a hands-on course, talking about the difference between a hybrid course and a totally online course. Many photo courses are really more conducive for the hybrid, the blended mode. My basic lighting course I do in a blended. I do digital photography, computer art. I do that totally online using screen videos, YouTube tutorials, and podcasts. So again, the course you're teaching is also going to dictate how much of a web presence you're going to have in that course. I mean, sure, you can teach just about anything completely online, but the students are going to have to be aware that they're going to have to be very innovative and creative as far as getting access to studios and sweeps and lights and things of that nature if you're not going to be there to supply that. So we'll talk a lot about best practices, do some research into that. And from there, I want to do a workshop debrief. I want to do a roundtable in Blackboard Collaborate, which is an online conferencing environment. And I also want to talk about how learning to teach online and being an effective online instructor truly makes you more marketable. And it empowers you, because I don't know about you, but I like to travel, and I no longer have to get substitutes. I spent 3 months in Ireland a couple of years ago, and I taught everything from Ireland. I've been to El Salvador. I travel a lot, and I don't miss a beat. I just find an internet cafe or a wireless connection, and I can be checking into my courses. I can be grading. I can do everything from anywhere there's a wireless connection. So if you look at the jobs out there, almost all of them want online teaching experience. The more you have, the more marketable you are. I personally teach for 6 different colleges, including Vasa, and all because they're completely online courses. And I'm an adjunct at most schools, and I'm a full-time photography instructor at Carteret Community College, soon to retire. So at the bottom of the Moodle, I'm in the process of putting in a variety of links for online tools and applications, be giving you all the open source downloads for Jing, Join Me, YouTube. I want you to set up a YouTube channel, iTunes University, all these things I'll be giving you access to. Flickr, blogs, if you want to set up a blog. I use a blog as e-portfolios. All my students are using blogs for e-portfolios, which is a really effective way to get their work out there. So I'm looking forward to this workshop and our first session. We will pretty much go into a extensive orientation for the workshop and find out a little bit about each one of you and what your experiences are with e-learning. So I'm going to sign off, and I am looking forward to this VASA Advanced online workshop.